You're listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is a special episode featuring a recovering addict. Hi, my name is Sophie X. I'm the host and producer of the Voices of Recovery podcast. I'm joined here today by Sabina. Hi, Sabina.
Hi, Sophie.
Thank you so much for doing our readings for the Just for Today and for this bad for the beginning of October.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
And you're kicking off our October special series of ShowBiz in Recovery. As a performer and as someone who's in recovery since 2000, that's 25 years of recovery, right? It's pretty remarkable that you've been able to stay clean, operating in said spaces and by being a performer. So I just wanted our listeners to get to know my friend Sabina. Who is Sabina? How did you come into recovery? Give us a bit about your story and how music has influenced the development of your character and also has influenced your recovery.
Well, I was always a music fan, like my whole life. For every holiday or birthday, my brother would give me an album, vinyl record, which I still have to this day. And we were a very musical household. Addiction destroyed my family. My brother died of an overdose when I was 15. And before he left the planet, he had taken me to my first Grateful Dead show at Madison Square Garden, and that planted a huge seed. So I was a deadhead. I managed to get through high school, and then when it was time to go to college, my parents had hoped I would go to school, and I followed the Grateful Dead. I needed to go see Jerry. That was the most important thing.
So many deadheads in recovery. Is that what
It's a
is that
thing.
about?
It's a
What
thing.
is that about?
We have a whole group of us, which is really,
Especially in this local area.
yeah, we're called the Wharf Rats. But going back a bit, in the grips of my addiction, music was not important. As important as Jerry Garcia was my whole life, when he died, I was in San Francisco that day and could not get from the Mission over to Golden Gate Park to gather with everyone for his death.
Because you were so messed
I
up.
was really strung out. Yeah. So um, I was just back there as a person with years of recovery and so much gratitude to be walking those streets that I walked, with such sickness and disease, and to have so much gratitude in my life today. So when I got clean, I literally held on to my seat. I went to meetings. I did not go see music. Really was not like I wasn't thinking, oh, I need to go see music when I got clean. I just wanted to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to do. And NA helped me with that, taught me how to do that one day at a time.
How did you get into drugs?
My brother,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my brother turned me on to pot, LSD, cocaine. And then, he died, and I just stuck to tripping and smoking weed for a while. Yeah, until I got into heroin when I was 23. So I used heroin from age 23 to 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Good 10 years.
yeah, I felt like it more than that. um,
Well, it does really slow time down, doesn't it?
yeah, I mean, I really, yeah, felt like a prisoner every day. Um, so when I got clean, it was about 2 years, and I had met somebody in the rooms. It was a really good friend, and that's when I started seeing music
Mm-hmm.
again. But I was really scared. I didn't want to go into that environment. I was I knew I was safe, and in the rooms and at the diner and just doing events in recovery. But um, to go with my friend Chris, I felt really safe. And then we met this other group at the Grateful Dead shows that are called the Wharf Rats. And I had known about them years ago, but I was using, so I didn't want to know about them.
Mm-hmm. People who
But
are clean.
they're deadheads who are clean, and then that expands to other bands, and all most of the jam bands have their own fellowship, and then other bands do too. And now I know sports teams have them.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you have support wherever you go, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I always think like if I don't feel comfortable somewhere, I can leave.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
use that in early recovery and I use that now. Like for, I don't feel like picking up anymore. It's not really an option for me. But there are plenty of times I feel uncomfortable and I know that I need to leave a place.
Well, it's helpful to have people in the places so to help you stop doing the things. You know
It's
what I'm
so
saying?
great. It really is. I never would have been able to see music, um, if it wasn't for other people in recovery that went with me. And yeah, I just like I never want to forget how like scary that was and how blessed I am that I can walk amongst the normals or
The
whatever,
normies.
the normies and not ruin my whole life, you know. Like I enjoy seeing music so much. It lifts me to like a really spiritual place. It like changes my chemical structure in my body. It just
Mm-hmm.
makes me like so happy, and it's healthy. It's like not gonna destroy my life. Like, yeah, I can't pick up a drug no matter what. I don't want to die today. So, um, music just is like almost as powerful as a drug, but with not with the bad side
Without
effects.
the consequences, right?
Yes,
Spending your
exactly.
entire life savings and,
Yeah. I feel free when I'm there now because I know it's only because of the program that I know that I can go anywhere if I'm spiritually fit.
right.
So, and I play music and, I was in a bar last night. Like for me, it's a non-issue, but hey, if I was like having a really bad day or in a dark place emotionally, it could be an issue,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing is more important than my recovery. I've learned that. Like if I put this first, then I'll be successful.
Right. That spiritual fitness that you talked about, I'm sure that that does prepare you very well for playing these shows and, being the singer, the lead singer. And, a lot of times that comes with expectation of like, oh, here, have a shot, have a beer, have a this, have a that. Being able to withstand that because you're spiritually fit to operate in said environments and say, no, thank you, or, leave if you don't feel comfortable, or altogether just say no, just refuse and just walk away is important for people to hear that you can operate in these spaces. You don't have to give up on a dream of being a musician because you're clean, right? You can do that. So tell me a bit about your early recovery, how you came to recovery and how that shaped your life and how it basically gave you a chance for a new life.
Well, ironically, I just had lunch with someone in San Francisco who was a big part in saving my life. My friend Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
He still works in recovery. He was working at a program I used to go to every day for a methadone program
Mm-hmm.
when I was in San Francisco. And between him and my dad came out to find me. I was homeless. My son had already, they had already taken my son back to New York and adopted him. My son was 18 months. I was a mess, and I basically just expected I would die. The way I was living was awful. So Cedric and my dad planned some kind of little intervention that day. They kind of cornered me on the street, and I guess I was just really cold and hungry because it gets cold in San Francisco in the summer.
That it does.
And they were like, "Hey, you can go home with your dad and get help, or go smoke crack up the block with my partner at the time." And I guess just the thought of like a meal and a warm bed was enough to get me in the car. And my mom had already written me off. She was like so done with me. Um, she adopted my son, and that was her main concern. And this man who wasn't even my blood father, he showed up for me. So I guess, I feel really blessed because a lot of people don't have that one person. It just takes one person, it's like a perfect storm, right? Like you have to be ready, but then you need the help too. You can't do it on your own. So I'm really grateful. I got to eat lunch with Cedric and he got to see that his efforts were not in vain, I mean, we help people. We don't expect anything, but like if they stay clean, it's a beautiful thing. So my dad helped me get clean, and I didn't, there's a lot in between that, but I remember getting my first year coin. It was the week of the towers falling, and it was horrific. And I remember not wanting to celebrate, but people in my home group said I had to. It's not really about me. It's like this program works. We got to show people it works. Like you have to celebrate.
And it's a miracle, right? The miracle year.
Yeah. And it was my first miracle year, and my parents came, and it just something inside me was like, I'm not never going to give that gift back. I don't know. Like I've held on to it, coming up in September, 25 years. I just think of the blessing of people who probably shouldn't have continued to care about me, It's just that one last time. Yeah, I didn't have to be that lucky, I guess. But so it's a gift and I'm not giving it back.
Recovery is a
Well, I'm
gift.
giving it away, but I'm not giving the gift that was given to me
Yeah,
in my of
you
my
don't give up
life.
your recovery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not giving it back. I'm a satisfied customer, and work really hard to stay clean. It's not as hard as it used to be, but some years have been really hard. Other years have been breezy. If that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah, but it's just life on life's terms, Someone once told me if you walk 20 miles into the forest, you got to walk 20 miles out. So I remember that in early recovery because it took a lot to gain people's trust back, to have, trust in myself, to feel comfortable in my skin, and to like not be afraid of myself, you know? So, yeah, working in the music field, I mean, not professionally, just for fun,
I mean, you play shows all the time.
We do play a lot of shows.
It's a pretty professional level of. There's not people playing shows as often as you calling themselves like part time. Like
It's fun.
yeah, you're a musician.
It's really fun. I used to have like stage fright, and then I just enjoyed doing it so much that I would just tell myself like I'm not the best or the worst. I'm just me.
Yeah.
It's my voice. Nobody else can have that, right? Yeah, I mean, people are pretty trashed at the shows that we play at, Most people that know me closely know I'm in recovery. I pretty much break my anonymity, my choice. I put it out there, because, and then once in a while, people will pass me a joint and they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. It's not
Hmm.
their responsibility to remember that I'm in recovery. That's my responsibility.
Yeah, to keep yourself clean.
Yeah, I keep myself clean. There's nothing that a drug will do to help my life.
Yeah.
Like I know that. I juggle a lot of hats. I have, a few jobs and a lot of responsibilities today, and I'm like, it still kind of blows me away. I'm still like pinch myself sometimes.
And you have your son back in your life.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna be 28 soon.
Also a talented musician,
Yes, thank you.
incredibly talented musician. I've gotten to play with you and him.
Yeah,
And you and I did a formal duet at a show too, which
yeah,
was so
it
awesome.
was so much fun.
Actually, we did two songs
We
together.
did,
Hello.
we did.
So, when did music come back into your life during recovery? When was the first time you picked up a guitar and stood in front of a mic and performed for people to hear?
Huh. Well, I've been playing guitar since I was 11, but on and off. And with my ex, we played a lot in the house, and I guess I got back into it about 12 years ago. But he was doing a lot of live shows, and he never really asked me to go with him or perform with them. And then we broke up, and one of the guys he had performed with locally here in Long Island, Marty, I guess had heard me sing and he asked me to sing with them. And I've been singing with them ever since, and a couple other people here and there. Um, and it's really beautiful to have somebody like believe in me, and give me a chance. And it's also being a woman in the music scene is, like I have to be tough and I have to say no sometimes. Like he'll be like, sing this, and I'll be like, no,
Hmm.
it's not in my range, or, I just learned to say no, and it's okay. It's okay to say no. I mean, I say yes a lot too, but like I don't want to, I push myself and do things that are uncomfortable, but I also am able to say no now. And I don't think I was able to do that in early recovery at all, you know.
I remember coming into your house and just seeing all of these instruments and just being mind blown. Like, what is going on in here? I was like, I've been to Prince's house, Prince, the music artist, and I had that same sort of feeling, the like, oh my gosh, so many musical instruments and like so many manifestations of musical talent in this house. And then your son picked up the mandolin and started playing the I was blown away, playing the guitar and just, very, very talented musicians in that space, in that house. I met you, through meetings, of course, but I really sat down with you and then we got to, the crux of the music when a friend of ours was fixing your guitar. And he and I were preparing to play a show together. He had just come back into recovery and just picked up the guitar for the first time and was surrounding himself with other musicians. And in walks Sabina. And then you start singing, and I'm just blown away. Blown away. You have a beautiful voice, and anybody that hears you feels the same way. I've seen people who have never heard you. As soon as you open your mouth and start singing, people are like, "Whoa, who is that?"
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. So talk a bit about the process of your recovery. What has been the most important thing in keeping you clean?
It's kind of just a recipe. It's a lot of things. And it changes. So probably spiritual, like fitness, staying connected to a higher power, and mental health, if that makes sense. And meetings. Meetings help me stay connected, and I've gone through different stages where I was like not going to meetings and stayed clean, and then going back to meetings has been like the best thing for me. COVID, I was doing Zoom a lot, and then um, and I love Zoom, don't get me wrong, but in-person meetings and having a commitment has really helped me a lot. I don't really have like one particular thing, honestly. Um, I'm just like right now focusing on staying in healthy relationships, or none.
Yeah, or lack thereof.
Or none, and that's okay. I'm learning to be okay with being by myself sometimes, and being okay with that, or being in good company, if that makes
For
sense.
sure.
Yeah. Like I'm valuing my energy and time more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there,
And I'm older, so
there are plenty
I
of
have less of it.
there are plenty of people, places, and things that would gladly suck up your, vital energy and, you know, your light.
Yep.
So protecting that light, I think, is very important, especially as women, right? Because we're such givers, we're such nurturers and carers, and somebody would gladly benefit from that, right? And waste your time and not be giving back the way that you deserve to be loved.
100%. I've experienced that a few times, and yeah. So I guess I'm like, just music has been very healing in recovering from, like, broken heart, um losing my mom. It's just been a key factor in keeping me sane. Yeah.
Talk a bit about the fellowship and sponsorship and sponsees and the like, and your circle of people in recovery that help you stay clean when it's those challenging times of losing your mom and going through different ebbs and flows.
I have a great sponsor. Been my sponsor for about 12 years. I saw her speak and then, asked her. Um, she's also a deadhead, and but she does a lot of service, and it's just somebody I feel like she's like home to me. Um, I have two sponsees right now. I wish they'd do more step work, but we all have stuff going on in our lives. I'm available to them. I'm not really a hard ass sponsor. I just kind of take the easy route. I'm not about telling anyone what they have to do, but if they ask me, I will tell them what I did or what would be helpful. So I'm pretty like laid back like that. Um, I also I would be available to anyone that needed my help, but I also my time is valuable. So,
Mhm.
if somebody's not serious, unfortunately, I have to like be cut my time off if that makes sense. And I do have like a tight knit group of friends, I guess, that are in recovery, that I know I can lean on no matter what. Losing my mom was it was hard, but it was like I just felt like I was floating when that happened, and my sponsee was right by my side for that. Like, so you just never know. Like, somebody might have a title of sponsee or sponsor. I don't know. We're all helping each other through
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
in one way or the other. We all help each other at different times, and I'm grateful we're all not struggling at the same time.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God we all go through, our different valleys and mountains at different times.
Yeah. So, one of my best friends got clean again about almost, sorry, guys, almost
That's
like
my
2 years
stomach.
ago. I'm so grateful. I just, I don't give up on people. I just like want to keep the door open, to the rooms, to recovery, have my hand out there. It's painful to watch people who are not ready yet, but I'm sure it was painful for people to watch me. People get it when they get it. So always, keep your hand out. Um,
Attraction rather than promotion.
yeah, I don't shove anything down anyone's throat, but you know, sometimes people remember they see you happy and they're struck and they remember, oh, that person's in recovery. They're happy. They're not, they're a like, they remember, and when they're struggling, they might come and reach out to you. You never know. It's happened to me a bunch. And, you know, um, I'm always there to either guide someone through the process or to guide them to someone else.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Talk a bit about how your life has changed in recovery. I mean, you were just recounting to me that you bought a house in Sedona, Arizona, and your dream of maybe someday living there. And how do you go from being a homeless heroin addict to owning houses in different states and worrying about, the water bill in Arizona?
yeah, I know. I have like three water bills now. It's crazy. I just think that my higher power saw it fit that I have these responsibilities and that I want to have them. That's something I've been interested in for a while. That's my retirement plan. I want to own real estate, and I think it's a good way to go. I love to travel, so I can't like ever decide where I want to rest my bones for a long time. I want to be here, there.
Can relate. I can totally relate.
Yeah. So, I love hiking, and Arizona. Sedona is just like since I first went there on my 50th birthday with my son. Um, we fell in
It's
love.
amazing. I love Sedona. The red rocks, just everything. The waterfalls,
It's
the
magical.
the green. It's unreal. The
Yeah.
vortexes, right?
Yep.
All around the area, those vortices are just, it's just a very healing
It
place.
really
It's
is.
got a different energy.
Yeah, people are super friendly there. I love it. Not that New York's
Yeah.
not great.
Well, I mean, you live in Seacliff, right? You're not living like in the boroughs where it's like, a concrete jungle. You live in an area that's like very connected to the sea and there's a lot of nature around you, so you're a little bit more removed than many people that like live in the metro area of New York. But
Yeah, Seacliff is very chill, and it's also a pretty magical place.
in and of itself,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I can't see you living anywhere but places like that, places that have really just a very chill vibe in general.
Yep.
Sedona's perfect for you.
I love it. I love it there. And I used to live in the Bay Area, and that was a
The
fun place
Bay, yeah, the
too.
Bay is awesome.
Yeah.
So much culture. But that story of I was this homeless heroin addict who didn't have her kid, and and we were withering away, and to 180 degrees change your life towards a different path is a miracle. you know
Yeah.
and telling that story, I think, is very important, and your connection to music as a performer and as a person who exists as a fan of these bands in these spaces and still staying clean is a testament in and of itself. 25 years clean is not a drop in the bucket, my friend.
Thank you.
So I'll tell you an early congratulations from me, for your 25 years clean. I'm not sure where you're celebrating, but I hope to be there. And I love you very much. Thank you for being my friend, and thank you for being a fellow musician, and for your love and your talent and your grace.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Voices of Recovery podcast is an independent production of the Works of Wisdom. We welcome your questions and donations via PayPal at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, associated with, authorized by, endorsed by, or in any way officially connected with Narcotics Anonymous or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. While NA literature may be read during episodes for the purpose of supporting recovery, such use does not constitute an official endorsement or representation by Narcotics Anonymous. In accordance with NA tradition, the NA name is not to be used to endorse or be affiliated with any outside enterprise, and no such endorsement or affiliation is implied. Music is by Sage. Thanks for listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast.